What do you think, lads?
Spare the rod, spoil the child.
My name is Evie, and this is the story of how my world and the whole world changed forever. It began 10 years from now, in 2032. I was just trying to get home at night, walking through the streets of a city that had fallen completely silent. There was a curfew, so no one was supposed to be out. That's when two men came out of the shadows. They tried to misbehave with me. I took out a can of pepper spray to save myself, but before I could use it, they grabbed me. They were government officials, and they were going to force themselves on me. But then, a man in a mask appeared. He called himself V. He killed both of them in an instant and saved me. His mask was terrifying. I was still scared, even of him. But he spoke to me so lovingly, so gently, and said, "I have a show tonight. Will you come with me to watch?" I thought about it for a second, and then said yes. I thought he was some kind of magician. His clothes, his mask, it all seemed like a costume. He took me up a lift to the roof of a building. He said, "Now I will show you my show." And then I saw a massive explosion tear through a government building in front of us. He was so happy seeing it, but I was terrified. It was a government courthouse, a place for criminals. The next morning, the news was everywhere. But the government, trying to hide what happened, said the building was just old and had to be demolished. That's when V went to the news channel's main office, with a bomb strapped to his body. From that very studio, they were spreading the lie. He took over the live broadcast, and he told the whole world the truth. He said, "I have blasted that building of the court because they are killing people who have come from outside, people who are against them. Homosexuals and people of other religions are being killed. That's why we will start our movement against this government. On November 5th, we will meet outside the Parliament House." After he said that, he tried to leave, but the police surrounded him. A police officer was about to shoot him, but I came up from behind and used my pepper spray on his eyes. In the chaos that followed, V made me unconscious, I think to protect me. Then he attacked the officer and escaped. He knew our faces had been recorded by the CCTV cameras, so he took me with him to his home so I wouldn't be in any danger. I suppose I helped him because he had first helped me. When I came to, I was in his house. I didn't want to be there, I wanted to leave. But V told me, "You helped me. Everything has been recorded. The police think you are my companion, and now they are looking for you. You shouldn't go from here." I knew he was right. My father was an activist. They put him in jail and he died there. My brother was killed in a terrorist attack. I was all alone in this world. I understood it wasn't safe for me to be out there, so I stayed at V's house. I saw him go out again. He went to a house and killed a bishop and a commander, and he left a single red rose on their bodies. I lived with V for many days after that. He always wore his mask, so I never knew who was behind it. But he took care of me, he cooked delicious food for me, and slowly I started to understand that everything he was doing was against a government that was hurting people. His mission, which used to seem so bad to me now, it started to feel right. But I still didn't like the way he did things, the killing. So one day, I deceived V and left his house. I went straight to my boss for my old job. I still had so much fear in my heart because I knew the police were looking for me. My boss told me to stay calm. He showed me a famous painting he had and a holy book. Meanwhile, a police inspector was investigating V. He took one of the roses V had left and showed it to a doctor. When she saw that rose, her face changed completely. It was like she already knew who had left it, but she wouldn't tell the police anything. That night, V came to her house. The doctor said to him, "After seeing the rose, I understood that you are behind all this." V didn't answer. She just said, "Whatever happened to you, forgive me for that." Then V gave her a rose, and she saw he was holding an injection. She knew she was about to die. When the police found her, she was gone, and there was another rose. They found her diary, and when the inspector read it, the story of V's past was revealed. The diary told of a secret government camp from years ago, a place where they kept people who were against them. They tortured everyone there, and they did a biological test on each person. Most of the people died. The few who lived were kept in cells, but they too were slowly killed. Only one person survived, the person from cell number 5, and that person's name was V. The V I knew, the man fighting the government today, he was the one who survived that horrible experiment. Before he escaped, he blew up the whole place. And the people who were involved in that test, the doctor, the bishop, the commander, they were the ones V was now killing, one by one. Back in the present, the police found me. They captured me and my boss. They asked me questions about V, but I didn't say anything. Because I wouldn't give them any information, they started to torture me. They cut off all my hair and they locked me in a small, dark cell. There, I found a note. It was from a girl who had been locked in that same cell before me. She was also against the government. They tortured her, but she never said anything about herself or her friends. Reading her words, it gave me courage. After a long time, a man in a mask came to my cell. He said to me, "You are free." After that, I saw the door of my cell was open. I walked out and I was back in V's house. V was there, waiting for me. He told me that everything that had just happened to me happened on his orders. I was never a prisoner of the government. I was his prisoner. He wanted to see how much patience I had. He wanted to free me from my fear, and I had passed his test. I asked him where my boss was. V said that he didn't kill my boss, but the police did. He was gone. I gave him the note I found in the cell. V told me the note was real. It was written by a brave girl who was killed by the government. He then told me I could leave. As I was going, he said, "I would like to meet you one more time before November 5th. I said okay, and I left. On the other side, the police inspector got a message from V to meet. When they met, V wasn't wearing his mask, but his face was so scarred and changed that no one could recognize him. V told the inspector the government's biggest secret, that years ago they had created a virus themselves. They spread it in 3 places: a station, a school, and a plant. Many people died. Only the people in the government had the cure, and because of that, they became famous and powerful. They put innocent people in jail, blaming them for the attack, while the real culprits took the highest positions in the country. After telling him this, V left. Now, November 5th was almost here. V had thousands of his masks distributed all over the city, so all his supporters could wear them. One day, a girl wearing V's mask was killed by a government agent. Seeing this, the people became angry. They killed that agent. Everyone was now turning against this new government that had harassed them for so long. The evening of November 5th arrived. I came to meet V as he had asked. He told me that tonight he would destroy the parliament. He took me to a metro train filled with so much gunpowder and said, "All of this is yours. You have to use all of this properly." I begged him to come away with me, to leave this behind, but he wouldn't listen. He went towards the parliament for one last fight. At that same time, thousands of people were marching, all wearing masks just like V. They reached the parliament where the army was waiting for them. V had killed the chancellor, the leader of the country. I saw V again, back at the abandoned metro station. He had killed them all, but he was badly hurt. I was so scared. I told him, "I will take you to the hospital." But V said, "There is no use. I never told you one thing. I fell in love with you. I got everything from you, which I never got from this world." And after this, V died in my arms. I was so sad, because I had come to love him too. I kept his body on the train. And just before the train was set to leave, the police inspector came. He pointed his gun at me. We both knew where the train would go. Under the parliament, where it would explode and the whole building would be destroyed. The policeman told me to stop the train, but I told him that the whole system was broken, that everyone needed a new start. He knew I was telling the truth, so he didn't stop me. And now the train leaves. Outside the parliament, thousands of people stand, all wearing V's mask. The army is in front of them, but with the chancellor gone, they don't know what to do. They don't fire. A few moments later, the train reaches its destination under the parliament, which causes a big, beautiful blast. The whole system, the symbol of their oppression, has been completely destroyed. The police inspector looks at me and asks, "Who was he? Who was the man behind the mask?" I never saw his face, but I knew the answer. I told him that he was an ordinary man who wanted to fight the system, that we can't give him a name, a face, or an identity. He was one of us. He was a freedom fighter. He was all of us. And he changed everything.